Hello Biafrans and lovers of freedom across the globe. Welcome to Biafra Battle Cry TV, your uncompromising voice for truth, justice, and liberation. Today, we bring you a seismic declaration from the United States Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. In a bold and unflinching statement, he addresses the threat of Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other terrorist factions operating in Nigeria. His words are clear: we are coming for you. There will be no sanctuaries, no negotiations. This marks a pivotal moment in the global stance against terror in West Africa.
We are coming for you. There will be no sanctuaries, no negotiations. U.S. Secretary of War tells Boko Haram, ISWAP, other terrorists in Nigeria. U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth in a statement said, "To Boko Haram, ISWAP, and the Fulani militants, you have targeted Christians because you believed no one would come to their defense. You were wrong. The United States military is the most lethal fighting force in human history, and we are coming for you. There will be no negotiations. There will be no warnings. There will be no sanctuary. The killers should know this. American warriors do not sleep. Our satellites see you. Our drones hunt you. Our operators train for you. You cannot hide in your jungles or your deserts or your mountains. When you hear the Reaper overhead, you may fall to your knees and beg for divine intervention. I have news for you. God heard your victims' prayers first. We are his answer. There is no greater failure of leadership than knowing evil exists and choosing to look away. For years, the world has known that Christians in Nigeria are being systematically slaughtered, and the world has done nothing. That ends now. I am a soldier. I have fought terrorists in Iraq and Afghanistan. I know what Islamic extremism looks like when it targets the innocent. I know the smell of burning villages. I know the silence that follows mass murder. And I know the one truth that separates warriors from bureaucrats. Evil only grows when good men fail to act. In Nigeria, we are witnessing one of the greatest crimes against humanity in modern history, and it has been deliberately hidden, minimized, and explained away by those who lack the courage to name it. Since 2009, 125,000 Christians have been killed for their faith in Nigeria. Let me repeat that: 125,000 Christians murdered. In 2025 alone, we are averaging 32 Christian deaths per day. More than 19,000 churches have been destroyed. That's 3 churches per day, every day, for 16 years. Over 1,100 entire Christian communities have been permanently erased from the map. This is not farmer-herder conflict. This is not climate change. This is not resource competition. This is genocide. When militants attack a Catholic church on Pentecost Sunday and slaughter 40 worshipers, that is not a land dispute. When armed jihadists raid Christian villages on Christmas Day, killing 300 people including children, that is not ethnic tension. When terrorists chant Allahu Akbar while burning families alive in their homes, that is not complexity, that is evil. And yet, if you read the New York Times, CNN, or The Guardian, you will never see the word Christian. You will read about sectarian violence and pastoral conflicts and climate-driven migration pressures. When a local Catholic bishop states plainly that 40 of my people were not killed because of global warming, but because they were Christians, the global media ignores him. This deliberate erasure, this refusal to name the victims and identify their murderers, is a form of complicity. The mainstream media has chosen narrative over truth, and in doing so, they have become enablers of genocide. The Nigerian government's complicity is equally clear. On October 14, 2025, a pastor warned the Nigerian army that Fulani militants were preparing to attack his village. Instead of deploying troops, the army accused the pastor of spreading misinformation. Hours later, 13 Christians were murdered, including a 6-year-old child. No apology was issued. No arrests were made. No protection was provided. When it takes 3 years to arraign suspects in a church massacre that killed 40 people, when military commanders refuse to engage terrorists whose locations are known, when government officials frame systematic religious persecution as climate change, we are not witnessing failure. We are witnessing collaboration. Previous American administrations understood this. In December 2020, the United States of America designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern for systematic violations of religious freedom. It was a necessary and justified recognition of reality. Then, in November 2021, the Biden administration removed that designation, even as the violence escalated, even as the body count rose, even as churches continued to burn. They chose diplomacy over truth, and Christians paid the price in blood. For 4 years, the international community has issued statements, held conferences, and expressed concern. For 4 years, Christians have continued to die, 32 per day, every day, without pause. President Trump has had enough. I have had enough. And America has had enough. On October 31st, 2025, President Trump redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That designation came with a presidential directive to this department: prepare operational plans to protect Christians and eliminate the terrorists who are slaughtering them. Let me be absolutely clear about what this means. To the Nigerian government, you have enabled this genocide through your inaction, your corruption, and your complicity. All military and financial aid to your government is suspended effective immediately. If you will not protect your Christian citizens, we will, with or without your permission. To the Christians of Nigeria, for 16 years, you have endured unspeakable suffering while the world looked away. You have buried your children, rebuilt your churches, and maintained your faith in the face of extermination. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. America stands with you, and America's warriors are coming. To the American people, some will call this intervention. Some will warn of unintended consequences. Some will counsel restraint. These are the same voices that counseled restraint while 125,000 Christians were murdered. These are the same voices that prioritize process over justice, diplomacy over action, and global opinion over American values. I am not interested in their advice. I have spent my adult life studying warfare and practicing it. I have led men in combat. I have made life and death decisions under fire. I know the difference between necessary force and reckless aggression. What we are preparing to do in Nigeria is not reckless, it is righteous. This is America's calling, not to be the world's policeman, but to be the world's protector of the innocent. Not to engage in endless nation building, but to eliminate evil wherever it threatens those who cannot defend themselves. Not to apologize for our strength, but to wield it in defense of our deepest values. The warrior ethos that drives our military is simple: we protect those who cannot protect themselves, and we destroy those who prey upon the innocent. That ethos built this nation. It defeated the Nazis. It confronted Soviet tyranny. It hunted down Al-Qaeda after September 11th. And it will now be brought to bear against those who believe they can slaughter Christians with impunity. Some will say this is about imposing American values. They are right. I proudly embrace that charge. If defending religious freedom is imposing American values, then we should impose them everywhere they are absent. If protecting Christians from genocide is American imperialism, then I am an imperialist. If believing that human life has sacred dignity makes me a Christian nationalist, then I wear that label with honor. History will judge this moment. Our children will ask us what we did when Christians were being slaughtered by the thousands. They will want to know if we issued statements or took action, if we expressed concern or demonstrated courage, if we prioritized diplomatic relationships or human lives. I know how I will answer that question. In the Middle Ages, when Christian pilgrims were slaughtered on their way to Jerusalem, Europe's warriors took up arms and marched to their defense. They carried a simple motto: Deus vult, God wills it. They understood that faith demands action, that belief requires courage, and that sometimes the only response to evil is overwhelming force. Nearly 1,000 years later, that same moral clarity is required. God does not will the slaughter of innocents. God does not will the burning of churches. God does not will the execution of children for their faith. And God does not will us to stand idly by while his people are exterminated. The killers should know this. American warriors do not sleep. Our satellites see you. Our drones hunt you. Our operators train for you. You cannot hide in your jungles or your deserts or your mountains. When you hear the Reaper overhead, you may fall to your knees and beg for divine intervention. I have news for you. God heard your victims' prayers first. We are his answer. The world is watching to see if America still has the courage of its convictions. They are about to get their answer. Pete Hegseth, United States Secretary of War.
So our message to these foreign terrorist organizations is we will treat you like we have treated Al-Qaeda. We will find you, we will map your networks, we will hunt you down, and we will kill you. We know exactly who these people are. We know what networks they work with, what foreign terrorist organizations they're a part of. We know where they're going, where they originated from, what they're carrying. And they know we know. So the Department of War is not going to degrade or just simply arrest. We're going to defeat and destroy these terrorist organizations to defend the homeland on behalf of the American people, making the jobs of law enforcement safer in the process, making the communities of Americans safer in the process. We think it's a very core mission of the Department of War, and we're proud to be here, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
He is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to.
You've just heard a message that echoes the cries of the oppressed and the resolve of the free. At Biafra Battle Cry TV, we stand firm in amplifying voices that challenge tyranny and defend humanity. Stay vigilant, stay united, and never stop speaking truth to power. Until next time, keep the fire of freedom burning.